One would not have guessed that the quiet child in green jumpers and saddle shoes, who attended St. John's Parochial School for 8 years, would grow up to be the outgoing community activist you see today. Upon completion of 8th grade, one of the nuns asked Beki Quintero what her plans were after high school. When Becky told her she wanted to be a nursing nun like her aunt, the nun replied, "I don't think so. You are too quiet." Little did that nun realize the rude awakening she was going to have. Rebecca Beki Quintero comes from a well-known and active Tucson family. Manny and Josie Herrera still live in the home they purchased in 1952. The fifth of 7 children, Becky blossomed in high school. Outgoing and a high achiever, Becky was in student council, National Honor Society, DECA, and the Girls Recreational Association. While still in high school, Becky caught the community activist bug and worked alongside her parents to campaign for school board and city elections and obtain petition signatures. Becky was elected class secretary during her junior and senior year. Not all of Becky's time in high school was devoted to academic activities, however. She was at a high school dance for freshmen when she saw Rick Quintero dancing and looking much like Elvis Presley and driving the girls crazy. When one of the girls pointed Rick out to Becky and said, "Look how cute he is," Becky kept her cool and said, "Oh, I don't think so." Nonetheless, Cupid's arrow found its mark, and Rick and Becky became an item in January of 1968. They have been together ever since. They recently celebrated their 44th wedding anniversary. After high school, Becky worked for a time as a certified nursing assistant at St. Mary's Hospital. When their 2 sons and daughter were small, Becky ran a daycare in their home for children of teachers and families. Once the children were in school, Becky worked at KinderCare and later in the Sunnyside School District for 12 years. For several years, Becky was an instructional assistant for a speech-language class at Mission Manor, Elvira, Santa Clara, and Liberty schools. Becky is the neighborhood watch captain of her block and is active in her neighborhood to this day. When a position opened as field supervisor for graffiti abatement with the nonprofit Crime Prevention League, Becky applied for and was hired for the position. She also worked with young people in juvenile corrections, adult probation, and the Department of Corrections minimum security, as well as with the community volunteers to paint over graffiti in the community. While doing this, Becky attended classes in the evening and graduated from the Citizens Police Academy. In 2006, coordinator, she also joined with several other couples and, with the support of her parents, started the Sunnyside Neighborhood Association in 1988. Over 400 people attended the first meeting, which was held at Apollo Middle School. The group addressed big issues like truck traffic on Valencia Road and the TCE water pollution issue. The Sunnyside Neighborhood Association remains very active to this day. This group sponsors the yearly event, the All-American Awards Ceremony, to honor students from every school who work hard and show strength of character. This next year, 2018, will mark the 25th anniversary of the All-American Awards. Another major project for Becky was her work in the establishment of Fiesta Park. With the help of her father and his numerous connections, Becky helped organize a fundraiser, which amassed nearly $250,000 for Fiesta Park to provide lighting, playground equipment, shade structures, and a grassy area. In 2004, the park was officially renamed the Manuel Herrera Jr. Park in honor of Becky's father. Becky adopted the park through Tucson Clean and Beautiful, making a personal commitment to work with young people to help keep the park clean. As chair of the Community Justice Board, a diversion program for young people in the juvenile justice system who have offenses such as curfew violation, smoking marijuana, or starting fires in the desert, Beki has been instrumental in the establishment of the Peace Garden, a special place where young people can complete their community service requirement and at the same time learn life lessons through gardening and hands-on activities. In addition to the gardening projects, Beki also prepares an art activity for the youth. One of her projects with the students has been exploring the alphabet in the garden. This project was later turned into a book, The Peace Garden, which was published in 2007. The proceeds from the sale of this book have helped fund other community gardens through Project Restore. In addition to her strong commitment to her family, her career, her volunteer work with the Peace Garden, and with the Sunnyside Neighborhood Association, Beki currently serves on the Sunnyside Unified School District Governing Board. Beki continues to live and serve in the way she was brought up, with the mantra, "Don't just complain, come up with a solution." For the tireless work of this amazing woman, the scope of which cannot be captured in this narrative, and for the positive impact her work has had in the Sunnyside District and community, the Sunnyside Alumni Association is honored to induct Beki Quintero into the 2017 Hall of Fame.